Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be having Kobe eat. So his food is right straight ahead of us here. And so this is the thing about, again, when you're dealing with a relationship problem with the dog, and again, there's always that potential of the dog becoming food aggressive. You want to line this up through the method, through the interaction. So here, just like a one-step type of method, you know, moving towards the food. You want to be attached with the leash initially. After the dog starts to see you the right way and has the right way of thinking about you and about other things through you, such as food, you can start to go off leash. So here with Kobe, I'm going to start to move him forward here towards his food. Put him into the sit. I do a little push-pull, and I want to again fade in here, which means I want to give him permission. So here, I'm just going to move my hand towards the food here a little bit, but I am attached. Right now, he's wanting a little drink. I'm going to start eating here. So, and here's the thing: as I start to do this, now he's here on the board and train, so. You know, even in terms of his relationship with food, some dogs, if they're holding a lot of control, and this will happen. Not so much here with Kobe. I can tell he's gonna start eating here. Some dogs will really refuse the food for, it can be 2-3 days, because when you have a situation where a dog is really has a lot of control going on in the relationship, there's certain things that will actually show that. And so if you start to, you know, move into a different parenting style, so to speak, and you start to attach, say, to the leash near their food, they're not going to like it. You know, they're going to actually be very upset over it because they're in full control of it. But you need to reverse it, so you have to start to, you know, connect. Start to interact differently because you want a healthy relationship. But there's certain things that will kind of show you that a dog doesn't have a good relationship with their owner and with, say, food, because they'll actually reject the food if there's a change happening at the time. So here, I'm gonna put him back into a sit. Now here's the thing: I'm gonna give him a little permission here. I'm gonna move my hand towards the food here a little bit. And so this is another trick here you can do a little bit with the dog. If they're really rejecting the food, you have to be careful with this at first, because if a dog is very food aggressive, you don't want to do what I'm doing right now. Kobe isn't, so I'm just giving him a little bit more incentive to eat, encourage him to eat his food, because he is thrown off a little bit, but not so much that I can't get away with doing this right now. So I don't want him tipping. This other thing too, if the dog really wants to start tipping the food dish over, don't let them. That's why I'm attached to the leash, so I can nudge him a little bit to get him to not tip his dish over and respond that way. So here I'm kind of kneeled beside him right now. So I kind of touched his food, got my scent on a little bit. So just kind of giving him permission. But again, be careful with this, with doing that. If you're dealing with a dog with a lot of that's very aggressive towards food, just start with the leash, but don't get your hands down there on the food initially. You want to start to attach that way and connect that way, but you don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now. So I'm encouraging him to eat here a little bit. And if he's not really super enthused about eating at this point, I'm not going to worry about it too much, because tomorrow I'm certain he'll pick up steam, so to speak, when it comes to eating his food, because like I said, he's not thrown off that much by what's happening right now in the process. You see he's eating here a little bit, which is great, and he's drinking water, which is really important. Okay, if you get a dog rejecting water, then you got some problems. But you want to you want to really encourage a dog to drink their water. So again, that's where you have to kind of get in here a little bit this way and encourage that. So you can see Kobe's eating here just fine. Starting to pick up a little steam here with his food. doing good. But again, one of the big themes here is be attached, be connected to the leash. Here I'm just hanging here with him. I'm not putting undue or any sort of, you know, control over him too much right now. This is just kind of loosely attached because it's very obvious to me he's not overly possessive of food at all here. But you still want to do it this way. This is very helpful. So if you have a dog situation like this, make sure you connect to the method and start to make sure your dog understands that you're in control. They're eating food as a follower. You slow them down. So even, again, you have a dog that's really trying to really get the food down fast. You'll see that can be a problem too. If the dog's like panicking now that you're hooked up to the leash and they want to just scarf the food down. This is where you let them take a couple bites, but then you got to move them back to a sit position and slow them down. So you don't want them to rush through the food, because that's another sign. If they're eating really super fast, you want to interrupt that and slow it down. You want to normalize it. So Kobe's doing really good with the food. See, now he's starting to eat here good. So that's just another thing to be aware of when it comes to dogs and their food.